Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Danielle Stimpson from Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I'm so glad that you're here with me this evening. If you are new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself, ask for any specific healing or general healing your way. We're going to start things off by building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to your requests. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. It's really good to see you again, and I appreciate your support. And if you're watching this on the replay, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. But if you would like to join me live, go ahead and click the subscribe button with notifications on so you don't miss an opportunity. You can also peek down in the description. All of the regular days and times that I am here are listed there. I'm here 5 times a week. The first hour of our time together is going to be spent building a beautiful crystal grid. And at about the 1 hour mark, or where you see the lights begin to shift downward, if you're watching this on the replay, we'll transition into music and healing only. So if you want to skip ahead to that healing on the replay, go right ahead. But let's go ahead and say hi to everyone here and start up on that grid. Good to see everybody. Happy Sunday. Tomorrow is the spring equinox for those of us in the northern hemisphere, the fall equinox for those of you in the southern hemisphere. And on Tuesday, it will be new moon in Aries. And Aries just happens to be my rising sign. So yay, happy times. There is a little bit of a sale going on. I don't usually talk too much about business stuff, but if you would like to learn more about live online Reiki certification courses with me, one-on-one distance healings, tarot readings, and all that good stuff, visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com. And if you would like to shop my selection of Reiki-infused crystals, you can go to learnreikiphiladelphia.com/shop. I'm going to post some information in the description for the sales that I have going on as we get into the evening. And yeah, just so glad to have you all here. Thank you for the compliment, Grace. I super appreciate it. Let me just go ahead and grab this here. And here is all of that info. Okay, great. So that's all the info about the sale. That will expire Tuesday at midnight Eastern time. So with that all out of the way, let's say hello and get started on this beautiful grid. So we have got starting us off our usual mirror, which helps to deflect any less than great energy, and copper, which helps to break up any energy blockages, get the energy flowing optimally, and it just leaves a really good foundation for us to get started. Okay, so let's see. Grace, it's really good to see you. Jennifer, you also. Oh, still dealing with that cough. Blue Sky, wonderful to see you. Cool. And Yolanda, welcome in. Angela, welcome in. Happy Sunday to you as well. Coda, welcome. Sharked, welcome. Oh, it's really good to see some new folks, some returning folks. Awesome. So let's get to cracking. So Grace would like some heart healing, some calm, and some patience. That sounds great. Jennifer, cough. Corey, your cat has a tooth gum inflammation. Gotcha. Being more comfortable in leadership. Absolutely. Good to see you, Heart. Let's get started on that, and I will have a chance to get to everyone's request today. Absolutely. So let's see. Heart healing, calm, and patience. I like that. Let's see. When I think patience, I think dumortierite. Dumortierite is actually, these stones were gifted by Jen in her crystal shop, which is Belladonna's Botanicals on Etsy. This is dumortierite. This is great for any kind of pent-up anger, frustration, anything like that. But even if that's not what is impacting you, it can be really helpful for increasing patience and the patience we have with ourselves and with others. This is one that also helps with standing up for yourself and even with situations that might seem a little hopeless. If you need to speak up about something that's causing some anger or even some, resentment, let's say, this can be a good one to help empower you to say the words you need to say so that you can set things right. But yeah, let's put this down for some patience. So Dumortierite. For heart healing and for let's see, heart healing and calm. Let's put some rhodonite and some rose quartz. Rose quartz is pretty ubiquitous. This is one we use all the time. I think everyone does. But I feel like rose quartz makes it so much easier for us to let go of energy that no longer serves. It helps to remind us that there is something better that we can invite in to take the place of the pain that we have. So this can help with a lot of heart healing. So rose quartz, as well as rhodonite, which is very much a favorite of us here. Rhodonite is a great stone for, it's often thought of as the breakup stone, and it's certainly good for that. And it's also good for any kind of grief in the heart too, over a loss of love or even like an emptiness, a sadness. It's whether a relationship has ended or if a partner has passed on, something along those lines. This can be really good with healing the heart no matter what. It allows you to heal the wounds of the heart so that you can move on to open your heart again. So it's wonderful for those things. It's also great for anyone that might be healing really intense, like say emotional abuse in your past. This can be a helpful stone. It's also great for the lungs, allergies, and autoimmune issues. And we're knocking on the door of spring, even though it doesn't feel like it everywhere. This can be really helpful for those who suffer with seasonal allergies. So let's see. So that is rhodonite. Jenny, welcome. Absolutely. We can absolutely support that. I'm going to just keep on going down the list. I'm going to get to everyone's requests today. Absolutely. And calm. Let's bring in some fluorite. Fluorite just jumped to mind for some reason. We don't use this super often. This is a great stone to reach for in the face of, I often think of it as like the chaos stone. Like, what do you do in the midst of chaos? And it really can help keep us calm. But even if we're not in the midst of chaos, it can be deeply calming, relaxing. It helps us to organize what's around us too. So if you feel like your space is feeling chaotic and it shows with kind of things being out of organization or out of their normal spot, this is a good stone you can bring about. It's one that I might put in my pocket if I'm reorganizing, that kind of thing. But this can be very, very calming, and I absolutely love it for that. So that's fluorite, and it actually forms naturally in this shape, which is so orderly for something that helps find order among chaos, right? Let's see. For your cough, definitely the rhodonite's going to help, but we're going to find some more for that too. And feeling more comfortable in leadership, I got you. More comfortable in leadership, animal healing. Teeth and gums. And for your cough. So for your cough, I'm going to bring in some green kyanite. This is one that we used at some of the real peaks of everyone being sick with COVID, when everyone was just having everything wrong with their lungs. This was a wonderful help. It's the throat, the chest, the lungs, the bronchia. It's all of the above. It's also deeply spiritual. It helps us to blend and balance spirituality with our mundane, like day-to-day life. It's also great for garnering wisdom through your intuition and for reconnecting with nature. So plants, animals, all of it. But yeah, it's a deeply spiritual stone, but it's excellent for breathing as well. So I hope that this helps. I'm going to put that here and here. Here and here. For your cat, and for those of you who are new, if you have animals in your house, don't be surprised if they join you for the Reiki. They pretty much always do. We've got some aquamarine. This is excellent for teeth and gums, and really all body fluids as well. It helps to promote forgiveness, whether it's the forgiveness of compassion for someone else, or if it's compassion for yourself by setting yourself free with forgiveness, or both, whatever the case may be. This can be supportive of it. We often joke here too that it can be the anti-Karen stone. It really deflects pettiness and people who have a tendency to find grievance no matter what the case, as well as may justice prevail. So we'll keep Susan and Greg in mind. They are regulars here, and they're definitely working around issues of justice in their lives. So we're going to keep them in our hearts while we put this down, as well as Jennifer's cat. For healing with animals and connecting with animals in general, I also have some leopard skin jasper. Leopard skin jasper, whether we're connecting with the living, breathing animals in our lives, or if we're connecting with our animal spirit guides, this is a superb stone. This is also great for anything that's impacting the skin, as well as coordination and balance, so things around vertigo, as well as attracting a soulmate. So if you're looking for a romantic partner, this can be really helpful too. So let's go ahead and put this around. And that's leopard skin jasper. And for leadership, I'm going to go right in for ruby for you, because that is just my favorite stone for that. And fungal infection, I have crystal for that. In fact, yeah, I definitely do. Hey, Chris, good to see you. I did have a blessed Sunday. I hope you did too. So, as I was saying, ruby is superb for leadership. It is courage to be yourself and all of the different skills you need for management. So all of your, not only critical thinking, but your highest executive function type skills to see the big picture, make the decisions, stand firm, and execute those decisions. It's also great for things like fibromyalgia, as well as love and fertility. So yeah, ruby. Absolutely love ruby. Awesome. And what else do we have? Cool. And let's see what else. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of garnet there. Garnet and ruby go hand in hand for these kinds of things. I work with them both very much. My sun sign is Capricorn, and so garnet is also my birthstone. So I love this. This is all about not only organization and like that kind of stuff, but also courage, creativity, and practicality. It helps us to see the bigger picture, find balance within it, so that as we're doing any kind of management, we're making sure to mind everything. We're not putting too much weight in one corner versus another. It's also great for strength in times of change. So we'll go ahead and put that in there for you. Cool. So keep up the amazing work, Jen. Good to see you. Deep sense of inner peace and stability, to know that you are okay despite sudden change. And stones for joy. I love that. Peace and inner calm, that definitely seems to be the theme of tonight. So peace, inner calm, stability. Let's see what we got. Let's start by bringing in some snowflake obsidian. We've really been working with this stone a lot recently. And a lot of you, I did see requests for like peace, harmony, balance. This is snowflake obsidian is obsidian, all kinds of obsidian are basically glass made from volcanic activity. Snowflake obsidian helps us to recognize patterns within ourselves and shift them. That's one of the big ways we can work with it. It's like a big shadow healer. It also helps us to relieve any kind of overwhelming sense of guilt. It's also great for overstimulation and calming mind, body, and spirit. It is serenity, it's peace, it's especially to open up to peace after you've suffered a significant loss or gone through something traumatic. And it's also great for clairaudience, which is hearing divine wisdom and guidance. So some people see, some people hear, some people it's a little bit of all the things. But yeah, this one can bring a lot of serenity and peace, but also allow us to see the ways that we might be able to make that easier on ourselves. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on the rose quartz. Let's see what else. Also feeling red jasper. This is very much empowerment, but it also supports the root chakra so that we feel really grounded and stable. This is also fighting injustice. So again, Greg and Susan, but psychic and spiritual protection too. Support for any kind of depression or any feelings like that for anyone who's been sick or convalescing for quite some time as well. This is a stone I often suggest to folks that just feel like they can't sit for a moment within themselves. It can help us to really connect with the earth and ground a little bit. But yeah, very empowering. So let's go ahead and do that. For change, especially sudden change, Smoky. This helps us accept change. It also helps to calm digestion and aids in decision making. So we'll bring this into, so yeah, accepting change, feeling grounded. This is a very grounding stone too. So Smoky also goes by Australia jasper. So glad you're here. And joy. And heart. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Stones for joy. Absolutely. Let's have some yellow jasper. I'm sorry, yellow calcite. This is absolutely a joy. This is also somewhat empowering to the solar plexus chakra, which is the center of self, your personal identity, and your will moving forward. But it is just overwhelming joy. It really helps us to find peace in the inner moment and to stand up and be ourselves and find the joy within ourselves and to bring that forward in front of others and with others and to share that with the community. So lots of yellow calcite. as well as some fuchsite. Not only does this boost the healing of other stones, it can help support self-love and self-care with a deep sense of joy. It basically allows us to feel that playfulness. It encourages us to have a sense of play. It's also great for any kind of inner child work you might be doing. It aids with better sleep as well as spinal alignment and just in general encouragement. It boosts the power of other stones like I mentioned, and this also has some indications for carpal tunnel. So I'm going to go ahead and put some fuchsite in here. I'll put that there for now. We'll see where that ends up, and I'm so glad you're here, and congratulations. I hope everything went well with work and everything you were chatting about last time. So congratulations on change. Yolanda, peace and inner calm. We've got those, and I'm going to keep going back to peace and inner calm too. Healing for back and shoulder pain. Absolutely. Back and shoulder pain. Back pain. Let's bring out some Amazonite. This is another great stone for self-care. It helps to remind even the most other people focused among us, like the natural caregivers of others who tend to overlook themselves, as a lot of folks who end up here tend to be. This can help to encourage you to take care of yourself and remind you that you are absolutely worthy of the same caliber of care that you give others. This is Amazonite. Amazonite is also really helpful for the spine and spinal nerves, so it can be very helpful for back pain. It's also thought of as very calming. I always love it and feel like it's very, very calming, as well as neurological issues, especially if they're connected with the spine. So Amazonite. Amazonite can be this sort of light blue-green, all the way down to like a deep blue-green with stripes of white. It's a really beautiful stone that can look a lot of different ways. Okay, there we go. And back and shoulder pain. I'm also going to bring in for pain celestite and lapis. Celestite, this will definitely go a long way for peace and spiritual connection and finding just sort of a sense of balance and calm. Celestite, this is deeply connected with the angelic realm. So this can help you to hear or sense or be guided by your angels, however you understand your angels to be. This is also great for discerning thoughts and fears and deciding if it's logic that's telling us to be careful or if it's our intuition. It's not that one should be listened to over the other necessarily, but it allows you to know where that feeling is coming from. But yeah, it's also great for all manners of pain because it brings us up into the spiritual realms, and that changes our human perception of pain. So it can be somewhat helpful. So let's bring in celestite. And lapis is great for pain and inflammation, no matter where it happens to be. It's also great for anything that has to do with integrity and moving upwards in your career. And I know that that's a thing that's been heavy on the minds and hearts of a few of you who are regulars here. This also aids things with the inner ear, so vertigo and hearing loss, and it supports cultivating and deepening a sense of personal responsibility. It can help with disorganization and can also help with just, in general, all of those things we would like all of our colleagues to have. This sense of integrity, of clear communication, of owning our tasks and being clear about what we can't achieve and what we can achieve and how we're going to get there, and working together very openly and honestly. So lapis is lovely for that. Okay, so there's lapis lazuli. It's also wonderful for intuition too. And for you, for your shoulder, as well as I did see someone else, Jenny mentioned clear mind and your mind to be clear and sharp and your joints to be pain-free. So this is for your shoulder, and also for Jenny for joints. Is one of my favorite, and I think one of the most overlooked healing stones is howlite. White howlite is superb for the joints, the bones. I have bone issues myself. My bones I have very weak bones. I have calcium absorption issues. I have low bone density. I have all kinds of those things. But this is one that can help whether it's the joints, the bones, or both. So this helps with, it's thought to help with things like absorption and things like that. But on a more spiritual level, this can help with the pain around joints and also with joint health. This is also one that helps, much like dumortierite, with anger and resentment, as well as frustration. So if you are struggling with those kinds of feelings, if you're trying not to blow up, or you're biting your tongue and it's something that's been going on for a while, this is a stone that can help you to be a little less volatile in those emotions so that you can make any changes that can be made, so that hopefully you don't blow up. But yeah, it's also a good one for teeth, hair, bones. This is definitely going to be helpful for Jennifer's cat as well, but also stability. So we'll put this white howlite down here. White howlite is different from white turquoise. They are different stones, but I do sometimes see that misunderstood or misrepresented depending on the circumstance. We'll say misunderstood. We'll just leave it at that. But it's not the case. They're very different stones. They're both awesome stones, but they're very different. There we go. So I hope you feel better for sure. And I'm glad they're helping Blue Sky. Patience, absolutely. You're not the first person to ask for patience tonight. Lots of love to you. We have that with dumortierite. That's excellent for patience. Also howlite to an extent too. Pink stone for love, joy, and happiness, absolutely. We have rose quartz. I'm going to think about it though. I think I might end up adding kunzite. Let's see. Fungal infection. Yeah, so moss agate, there's a lot of ways that moss agate can help us. But it's great for all infections. Anything that, in Chinese medicine, moss agate is one of the more sacred stones. And moss agate specifically is seen as helpful for any condition that is thought to have wind. And to have wind means that it's spreading quickly throughout the body. And that includes things like invaders or things that are out of balance, like overgrowth of fungus leading to a fungal infection. The spiritual understanding of moss agate is that it can help that. And it's also a deeply spiritual stone. So this is one that helps with connection with nature, much like the green kyanite, as well as unconditional love and connection to the higher self, the inner child, if you're looking at yourself in that kind of a way, and also just connection to spirit in general. So that is moss agate. Lots of little scarabs of moss agate. So I'm going to go ahead and put them around the center here. There we go. And I hope you feel better soon. Hey, Heather. I hope you're doing well. And I did see Jenny had a request to keep the mind clear and sharp. You got it? Keeping the mind clear and sharp, my favorite stone for that is rutilated quartz. This is one that I also want to keep in mind, another regular our regular known as Korakar, who's often here, and a lot of you that are often here love and know deeply Korakar. Korakar's stepfather is struggling with colon cancer. So rutilated quartz, which is clear quartz with these, you see those little inclusions? They look kind of like sparkles, but they're big lines. Those can come in colors from like a silvery to a goldish to a coppery. Essentially, rutilated quartz is thought to help bring focus to things, specifically focus to the mind, as well as helping the mind-body balance connection there. It's also helpful for bringing physical energy up if you are trying to keep from getting sick, or if you're bouncing back from having been sick or being really run down. This is a superb stone, and for decades this has been a thoughtful gift for folks that are going through cancer treatments. Spiritually, it's thought to direct the healing energy of whatever treatments a person is getting to go to exactly where they need to go. And of course, it helps with building back energy after you feel run down, which most people do feel that way after their treatments. So this can definitely help balance the mind and focus the mind. I work with it a lot for that. But I also want to keep in mind, anyone who's struggling with cancer, that, I wish them all the best, especially Korakar's stepdad. And we'll put this in there with Korakar's family in our thoughts. There we go. And I hope that helps you. Thank you for being here, Jenny. Gotcha. Oh, Chris, you have a friend that's got 3 deaths in their family. My gosh. Absolutely, we can send to that. Mental strength, absolutely, we can support that too. Okay. I will get to those. So, mental strength. So my favorite for that is Lepidolite. Lepidolite can look a lot of different ways. If you've ever seen mica, it's like very thin layers. It's almost like the stone equivalent of like phyllo dough. It's like very, very light layers, but it's like a purpley instead of like a goldish color or a brownish color. Essentially, the sparkles you see on these specimens here, that is Lepidolite. Lepidolite is lithium mica. Lithium, like the mental health prescription. Not saying to go ahead and pop this in water and drink it. No, because it absolutely will have an impact on you, but how it shows up in a physiological way is wildly different for everyone. Energetically, working with this stone can have a very similar impact in a much more calm and measured kind of way. This is a stone that can help with soothing and calming the emotions, and also understanding what might be behind some of the emotional shifts. It also helps bring attention to things that need releasing, whether it's a thought pattern or a belief or anything that maybe it's holding you back. This can help with that. It's also thought to be a good one for deciding whether you should stay or go, if that's a question you've had. This particular specimens are really interesting because it's got not just the lepidolite or lithium mica, it also has in these blue greens, that is actually amazonite. So it's amazonite and lepidolite together. And amazonite, again, is calming, and it helps with self-care and standing up for yourself, as well as any kind of back and spine issues. So lots of love to you. Let's put both of these here. Let's do, put you here for now. Okay, lots of love to you. You're always welcome here. Oh, yeah, Korakar's been okay. I'll check in with them too, but Vincent was in the other day too. So yeah, I think she's just really busy. Family stuff and travel. Gotcha. Releasing sadness and energy of others. Gotcha. Financial fears of the future. Absolutely. Releasing energy of others. Releasing sadness. Gotcha. Gotcha. And I'm also going to bring in some financial abundance crystals with citrine. This helps with financial gain, businesses calling in customers, resources, so all the things you need to live and survive and thrive. So that's more than just cash. That's a lot more than that. But yeah, here's citrine. This is also good for making good financial decisions, balancing logic with intuition. It's definitely linked with being anti-nausea. So if anyone's having that kind of an issue, this might be helpful. And it's also helpful with any kind of addictions and compulsions. So if you're calling on financial resources, citrine is definitely the modern stone for that. I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. I don't think that's ever a bad day to call that in. But especially right now, I think the whole world is worried. In fact, I kind of know it is. I think we all do. So we'll put that there. For releasing sadness as well as grief, I'm putting this out with Chris's request for your family friend who's had some loss. Green onyx can be really, really helpful. It helps with making decisions in our highest good also, but really this is for emotional turmoil. So also, Heather, this might be supportive of you as well. So yeah, emotional turmoil and emotional shutdown, like when we're just like, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know what to do. Sadness and loneliness as well. It helps us to move forward despite emotional pain, but it also helps us to be present in our pain without like sort of bypassing it or pushing it down or repressing it to pop up later. So this can be a really helpful stone. Sometimes, let's see, this goes here. When we are working with green onyx, most of the time when you work with green onyx, it'll be much lighter than this. It'll look almost like a pistachio kind of color, but these were mined quite a long time ago, and onyx comes in lots of colors. There we go. Awesome. And for releasing energy of others, let's bring in some shungite. Shungite helps us to do exactly that, but it also helps with physical repair, physical recovery, like tissue repair if you're healing an injury, a surgery, anything like that. It's also helpful for releasing stress, emotional pain, emotional baggage, energy blocks. It really helps kind of purge those from the system. It clears the energy field. This in a very natural way. This specimen, shungite, might actually even be in your filtration systems for your water. That's what shungite does. It absorbs kind of not great things for us. So energetically, it shows up in just the same way. Again, just like with lepidolite, I pretty much never encourage direct infusions. And that's if you're making a gem infusion or essentially making water to take on the healing impact of a particular crystal or crystals. Some people put the actual stone in the water to do that. I don't recommend that because stones are natural and have different constituents in them. And shungite, because it is so absorbent, it can absorb some things that maybe we don't like. So the ones that are in our filtration systems, they've been checked over. This is one on an energetic level that you can carry around with you, put in your apartment, your car, your office, your wallet, your bag, your coat, wherever and anywhere that you'd like. And it can help to kind of absorb that not great energy around you so that you don't take it on. It can absorb it from you as you're releasing it so you don't leave it behind for someone else as well. And it's just in general a lovely stone for anyone who's empathic, including those who are sensitive to electromagnetic fields. If you work around computers or electrical equipment and you find that it makes you feel drained or headachy, try some shungite. It might be helpful. So I'm going to put that around here too. Love working with shungite. Hey, Patty and Key. Good to see you both. You're so welcome, Heather. Yeah, Susan and Greg too. I will definitely reach out to Cora, Carr, and Vincent tomorrow. And Susan and Greg, I did just touch base with. They are doing well. Oh gosh, poor Lisa. Okay, and let's see. Releasing financial fears of the future, definitely. Red jasper is there, and that's helpful. We brought in the citrine. And Patty, what would you and Key like this evening? I feel like Key hasn't been here live in a minute, so lots of love to you, Key. I'm glad that you're here. We put some aquamarine out already. You were in mind when I thought about it. Let's go ahead with some jet too for the feelings of loss. Jet is one of my favorite stones to give someone when they're grieving or going through a loss. This is a type of petrified wood that's been petrified through very intense heat. Almost always that's a volcano. So this was a tree, volcano comes by, it's like cataclysm. And now that tree is transformed into a stone. Usually petrified wood takes quite a long time to turn to stone. The tree goes from alive to dead and turning to stone quite quickly. And just as that happens, it helps us to be within our grief. We can be within the grief and feeling it and processing it without being so overwhelmed that we just become numb. And so I really enjoy having this around for grief. So we're going to go ahead and put that in here and here. Yeah, and let's see. We've also got some requests from Chris. See, let's go with pink tourmaline. This is great for anything having to do with hormones, especially in women, but not just limited to women, but also any kind of gynecological issues, whether it's period and menstruation related or anything else for that matter. It's also great for neuralgia and even migraines, and it's helpful for muscle weakness and letting go of a negative self-image to make way for one that's, much more improved and supportive of you. So we're going to bring that in. Pyrite, and I want to bring this in. Definitely fool's gold brings the real gold. Pyrite does quite a number of things. It can, especially for folks that are new to intuitive work, it can help to open up to intuition while also protecting you from maybe things that you don't want to feel or be aware of. It's great for also calling up financial abundance, as I mentioned, for the brain and memory, as well as side effects of radiation treatment. So we'll bring in that pyrite. There we go. Moonstone helps with lunar cycles, connecting to the cycles of nature. Divine feminine as well as gaining wisdom, especially old wisdom, and embodying that wisdom. Anytime you're learning something old or ancient, this can be a particularly powerful stone. I often think of Moonstone along the lines of the High Priestess in the tarot deck. Secrets, wisdom, knowledge, knowingness, cycles of nature, all of that stuff. It's also helpful for attracting love, accepting divine timing, even though that might not be in line with our personal timing, as well as releasing patterns and being intuition and being protected when you travel. So, Moonstone. And absolutely love working with Moonstone. It's good for new beginnings too. And the new moon in Aries is Tuesday, and tomorrow is the spring equinox, as a reminder. So lots of new energy. Let's see. Something for tolerating a control freak coworker. Oof. Oh, that's the worst. Yeah, I totally understand. It's almost like, why did I bother showing up today if you just want to do it yourself? Oh, I understand. So, back to some of Chris's requests. One was blue kyanite, and this is great for self-acceptance, accepting yourself exactly as you are. This also helps with understanding spiritual messages and intuitions, whether it's your dreams or your tarot cards. And it's helpful for speech and mobility if they're linked to like a neurological concern. So we'll bring in blue kyanite. We'll put it right beneath our green kyanite. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, JS, good to see you. I am good, thank you. Snowflake obsidian is there. Red tiger eye. Chevron amethyst I was actually thinking of for the control freak coworker. Yellow calcite's there. Yeah, yellow calcite's around. So we'll do emerald. Snowflake obsidian's there. Chevron amethyst. Red tiger eye and petrified wood. Well, we just talked about jet, so I'm going to start with petrified wood. And petrified wood is definitely a tree that was alive and was a tree, and then it died and it was fossilized. It turned into stone. And through that journey, it gains this wisdom of death and rebirth. And it is a superb stone for exactly that, endings and beginnings. I often think of this as being very aligned with the Death card and the Fool for that reason, but more the Death card. It can help us with difficult transitions in our lives and can help us stay rooted and grounded and kind of embrace those sort of Death card moments in our lives. So I'm going to put some of that here. Red tiger eye is highly protective, whether it's really mundane stuff like bullying and nasty coworkers, like people picking on us, like dysfunctional family type stuff, which is pretty bad and can be really awful, all the way up to like malevolent spiritual work. Red tiger eye can protect us from all of that. It's also superb for calling on financial abundance in a hurry. So we'll bring that in. Let's place you here. Chevron amethyst is very angelic. It helps us connect to our spirit guides, helpers, and angels, and spirit in general, however you understand or interpret it. And it helps us to bring our intentions and requests up to spirit, but also to be open to receiving any messages about them in return. So sometimes we're asking spirit for something and spirit is like, it's to your left. Happens to me a lot. My guides are laughing. But yeah, this is a great stone where you can share what you have going on. They can kind of give you some guidance. It also aids in tolerance around other people and tolerance of other people. So helpful there. It's also great for intuitive work in general. It's helpful for channeling, shamanic journeying, psychopomp work, any of that kind of stuff, as well as degenerative diseases like degenerative bone conditions or degenerative joint conditions or degenerative like neurodegenerative. So all of the above. This is a great stone for those. I'm going to go ahead and place these here. Emerald is helpful for finding joy in life or refinding it. Kind of brings back our passions. And it's also great for lungs and bronchitis. So Jen, definitely thinking of you. But it also restores confidence. It helps us to achieve success. It supports the skin and tissue for healing. It's a lovely stone and it's so pretty. We love emerald. So we're going to bring that in. We had a request for Herkimer from Chris, and I always think of Susan and Greg with this one. Finding joy is always a good one. We have fuchsite in there for finding joy and finding, really encouraging joy, and yellow calcite for that too. Herkimer helps with, and this is Herkimer diamond, which is actually a natural double terminated clear quartz found in the Herkimer, New York area in the United States. This helps with relaxation and being in the present moment, as well as the spiritual side of manifesting. It aids us in saying, yes, this is what we want, and I want this, whatever I'm requesting, to impact all the people, places, and things that it touches positively when that's taking place. It helps with metabolism, intuitive ability, and it can also balance energies that feel disharmonious. So that's whether it's in a space or within yourself, whatever the case may be, Herkimer diamond is very helpful. And I love the idea of being in the present moment when we're manifesting, because it's so easy to overlook all the blessings we have when we're asking for something new. And being in the present moment really helps with appreciation and calling in the new, balancing that out. For focus, definitely the rutilated quartz. For traveling abroad, finding jobs abroad, finding new streams of revenue, like whether it's a side gig or passive income or anything like that, this is ultimate. This is tourmalinated quartz, and this actually has black tourmaline, which helps to dispel and repel negative or less than great energy running through quartz. This can help break up scar tissue, whether it's in the body or in your emotions. This can help us find new ways of doing things. This can help us it actually is thought to help support the cardiac and heart health, but it's also just great to get out of the stuckness of the way we're thinking and any kind of stuck energy, move it through, and then use that as a catalyst to move forward. So tourmalinated quartz, definitely linked with moving, finding new home, and definitely abroad. Okay. We've also got okay, good. Support. Okay. Let's see. What else might I be missing? Okay. Just the last couple now. We're going to go to Sapphire. Aragonite with Caribbean Blue Calcite. Peridot. And I know a lot of us have been talking about peace, serenity, calm, just feeling back in connection with everything. Absolutely. Hematite can help us to feel grounded and reconnected. It can help us to release the energy in our body that we just don't need any longer. It helps us to feel reconnected to the earth, where we can release that energy through our feet, where it gets transmuted by the earth. It can allow us to feel more grounded in who we are and where we are, and less pulled in 3 million directions. So let's bring in this hematite. Peridot helps with breaking up bad habits and cycles. It helps with supporting good friendships. It helps lift depression, and it helps with anyone who might be struggling with weight gain. It's also one that is thought to help acidity, IBS, that kind of digestive stuff, as well as breaking up anger and jealousy. So let's put some of this in here. We've got Sapphire for channeling, getting intuitive energy. It's also great for envisioning potential, especially at a time of change. It's thought to help with thyroid health as well as with eyes, ears, and it's often linked with being supportive with dementia. So yeah, but I often use it for channeling and understanding the messages and thinking the best way to explain them to whoever might have asked me the question. So yeah. The green light for acidity, absolutely. Peridot is great for that. Oh my goodness, Patty. Yeah, Peridot. Yeah, Peridot is great. So we're going to put some sapphire in here. Yeah, the green light for acidity, absolutely. Okay, and I think the last one we're going to do right now is going to be... Oh, yeah, Jenny, definitely. Thank you for answering, Peridot. I appreciate that. Aragonite with Caribbean Blue Calcite. This is such a cool stone. It's actually, I did find out where they're mining it right now. They just found a ton of it in Pakistan, and that's where they're mining a lot of it. This is a superb stone. It's two different types of calcite together. The brown calcite or aragonite is aligned with our root chakra and our soul star, which is enacting our soul's purpose, like showing up and walking the walk. And the blue is aligned with our crown and soul star chakra. So earth star chakra, sorry, is aragonite. Soul star chakra is above the head. That has to do with envisioning the highest potential that our soul's purpose has, which is always changing based on the choices we make and things like that. This helps align envisioning and potential with actual action and making it something we can do, walking our soul's purpose. And because it's at the two opposite ends of our energy field, it helps to balance everything in between, including the Kundalini energy that is coiled at the base of the spine. So very powerful stone. We're going to go ahead and bring this in. Let's see. I'm going to put a piece here and a piece here. And Awesome. So we usually do a little bit of a vote on 2 crystals to add into the grid, but I think, let's see, at the risk of going a little over in time, should we? Could we? Yeah, let's do it. All right. So, yeah, it is a really pretty grid tonight. So I have, let's see. This is something for those of you who are new here. After we're done with the grid, I go ahead and I take a look and a feel at what everyone's requests were. And I pick out a couple of stones that I think would be like kind of perfect to add to the grid. And I leave it up to all of you in the form of a vote, which will add. Now, you're not limited to just one vote, hint, hint, and you'll see what I mean in the chat. But I'm going to present 2 stones, and while you all are voting, I'm going to go ahead and explain what Reiki is and a little of what to expect during your session, and then we're just going to go into the music and the healing. You're so welcome. Okay, so first choice is Sugilite. One of the things this does is help connect us with spirit, but it also supports and celebrates the interconnection of all people and all things in the universe for universal peace. Sugilite. Deeply spiritual stone, absolutely helps you connect with spirit, absolutely helps you see the spirit in others, and that's a really beautiful thing. So Sugilite. And the other is Smoky Quartz. Smoky Quartz helps not only to help us be protected, our possessions and our energy, but also helps to transmute or shift any lower energy into something better. It like recycles energy. It's an amazing stone. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out here. It also helps with calming and with breaking up energy blockages. So Smoky Quartz or Sugilite. You are not limited to both. Hint, hint. And if you're looking for the hint, Chris just commented it. So go ahead and vote. And while you're voting, if you haven't hit the like button, please consider doing so. And I'm just going to quickly explain what Reiki is, what to expect, and then we're going to get into the healing. So thanks again for being here. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. And if you want to learn more about my live online Reiki certification trainings, one-on-one sessions and readings, my community Discord, social media, or my crystal shop, go ahead and visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com or visit the links in the description below with all the information that you need. There is, as I mentioned to a few of you, some specials going on for the spring equinox and for the new moon in Aries, which is tomorrow and Tuesday respectively, and I'm going to go ahead and add that into the chat again for anyone who would like it. And yeah, so that's there. So what is Reiki? The style of Reiki that I work with is known as Usui Reiki, and it's named for the founder of this particular system in 1920s Japan. And this particular system is deeply spiritual but very secular, as it really needed to be at that time in Japan's history. This what is energy at its core, we can really look at Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everything everywhere has a soul, and all souls are interconnected. Within that interlacing, there are additional forces at play, one of which is described as a spiritually guided soul energy, which is often translated to spiritually guided life energy, and that is Reiki. So this particular energy is flowing through all things everywhere, including you. Even if you're not aware of it, it's there. Just like we're mostly made of water, but we don't really think of it that way. But we need water to survive, and it's so critical to our survival, yet when we drink it, we don't have to think about what it does. Our body just does it. It's much like that, but on a spiritual plane kind of level. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, our body is working with this energy all the time. And essentially what I'll be doing tonight is using Usui's techniques to connect to that energy and direct more of it to you, wherever you happen to be and whenever you happen to be. Because we're all interconnected, it doesn't matter when you're watching this, you are still able to connect to that energy just as well. For the session, you don't need to do anything. Just do your best to find a nice, comfortable position, whether it's sitting up, lying down. You can snore, you can journal, you can stretch. You don't have to remain still by any means, but you can also just sort of relax and chill and see what happens. In your physical body, you may feel some physical sensations. On your emotional side, you may have some feelings come up or be released. Mentally, you may get an opportunity to think some things through that you've really been struggling with, or you may be able to hear your subconscious give you some cues. And on a deeper spiritual level, you may even get some big epiphanies or some guidance or a breakthrough of some kind, even have some serious intuition. More than likely, it'll be some kind of combination of all of these things, and you may fall asleep and have a really relaxing nap. Whatever it happens to be is exactly what your body and mind and spirit need right now. I will send this Reiki to you while I have the lights turned down. You'll notice that the lights move very slowly through several different colors. At no point in time will they flash or strobe. And if you like the music that is playing in the background of the session, go ahead and check out the bottom of the description to learn more about the content creator that made that music and her incredible YouTube channel. So as I send to you, I'll remain silent, and at the end of the 25-minute session, you will hear my voice come back in, and I'll invite you to take a deep breath and come on back. And at that point, you can ask any questions that you have. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And you can share any experiences that you feel so inclined as to share. So thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to share this healing with all of you today. And I am here 5 times a week, so feel free to drop by anytime. If you subscribe with notifications on, you won't miss an opportunity. You can also look at the regular days and times listed in the description so that you always know when you can drop in. If you do feel you need some healing and I'm not live, join into one of the past healing live streams that I have up and available for you. There's over 200 of them to choose from. You can pick them by the thumbnail, which have the actual picture of the crystal grid, so you can kind of pick by intuition and either enjoy the entirety of it or simply skip to the end and enjoy the energy healing. So without any further ado, let's go ahead back to our crystal grid. One more thing, if you are new here, there's no need to focus on anything during your session, and there's no need to keep your mind silent. You can simply be. But if your mind feels like it might be running away or you're not quite sure, just take a deep breath in and out and it'll bring you right back to the session. So thanks again, and let's see what won that vote. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's see. There we go. Oh, that looks nice. That looks really, really nice. So what won? What could it be? Could it be both? It is both. It's always both. So we're going to take this fuchsite and put this here at the top. We're going to take this Sugilite, put it here in the center, and we're going to take this actually move you right over here. Put you here and you right there. So go ahead, get comfy. There's no wrong way to enjoy this session. You can lie still, you can move around, you can snore, you can journal, whatever feels right to you. And again, thank you for being here. Okay. Awesome. Oh, that looks cool. So go ahead and enjoy your session. I'll see you all in about 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. You can slowly move or bend. Enjoy the sounds of my cat Hattie purring. You can slowly come back and use the chat to ask any questions. Or share any experiences. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you, Key and Patty. Yeah, this is just, I'm so grateful for all of you. I haven't even been on YouTube a year yet. This started on Zoom, and I had no idea how big this would get and how awesome and amazing this would grow. Yeah. Aw, thank you, Chris. Oh. Soon as the Reiki started, I heard little Hattie jump off the top of the couch and start making her way to me. I hope you both find your missing things. I'll keep that in my list of things that I asked the universe for. Hey, little Hattie. You want to say hi to everybody? You're so welcome, Yolanda. I'm so glad you feel calm and relaxed. You're welcome here anytime, every time. I'm here the same 5 days a week, same days, same times. So I'll be here next week at this same time. I'll even be here Tuesday at 8 p.m., Wednesday at 4 p.m., and Fridays at both 4 and 8 p.m. And tomorrow, you're all going to get a little surprise from me, so... Thank you, Chris. I'm grateful for you, too, and for being here. Thank you, Heart. It's good to see you, and I hope you have a good week, too. I hope you have a good night. You want to say hi, Hattie? There you go, little blah. I hope so too, Heart. Almost there. When I get to 1,000, there's a lot more I can... When I get to 1,000 subscribers, there's a lot more I can do. Thank you, Hattie. For the group and as a channel, because it opens up things on YouTube's end. But I also have a big announcement coming out on Tuesday. So that's when we have the Aries new moon, and Aries is my rising sign. So tomorrow you'll have a surprise for me, and on Tuesday there's an announcement. So yay, beautiful week ahead. Thanks to all. Yeah, Hattie's doing well. Oh, you're going to go wake up your sister? Okay. Yes, all of you have a good night and a great week. And remember, the astrology this week and next week is going to be bonkers, but that's okay. Things change. It's okay. I'll be here. We'll get through it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through my website or through the comments. I will definitely be back live Tuesday at 8 p.m. Yeah, I can't wait for the surprise tomorrow either. Definitely please remember to hit the like button on your way out, and thank you all so much for being here. If this was your first time here, I do hope to see you again, and those who are repeats here, thank you so much for the ongoing support. It means so much to me. It's a blessing to have you all here. Yeah, surprises are a good thing, especially for spring, right? Yeah, this week is going to be exactly that, Heart. It's going to be exactly that. If you want more info on that side of things, there's a great YouTube account that I suggest. It's called Black and Orange. Her name is Sebastienne, but the Black and Orange channel on YouTube is just a channel I happen to like, where she does tarot daily, every day, 365 days a year, does like at least an hour and a half of tarot around US and global politics. So if you're into that kind of thing, she's really good at it. Yeah. But with that, I'm going to let you all go. Enjoy, prayers and healings to all in general. Yeah, things have to change. May they change for the better. But thank you all so much for your ongoing support. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening and a wonderful week. I hope things change in your favor. Happy spring equinox, happy Aries new moon and astrological new year, and I do hope to see you again soon. So take care of yourselves and each other, and bye for now.